Good day, dear viewers. Awala Lashia. Awalan, first thing first. Yesterday, noted Indian American academic Professor Muqtedar Khan was interviewed by India's senior journalist Nilo Vyas. The topic was decoding Donald Trump's 7 planes shot down in the India-Pakistan war claim. Professor Khan spoke at length about the situation in a highly effective and meaningful manner. Some of the crucial takeaways for us are his 2 points that he made in relation to India's foreign policy contradictions or failures. Needless to say, foreign policy contradictions arise when a state's stated ideals clash with its actions. Let's listen into Professor Khan.
Not only that, see, India now claims that it has zero tolerance for terrorism, and then they say we condemn terrorism in all its forms, right? And then you give Taliban the red carpet,
Yes.
like for 6 days, you let Muttaqi do whatever you wanted. I can't think of any other foreign minister. Muttaqi is an acting foreign minister, by the way, not even a real one. So no foreign minister has had his will in Washington, in Delhi, the way Muttaqi did. Like it was a bizarre situation, only Netanyahu in America gets that kind of attention that Muttaqi was getting. He went to a think tank, he went to Vivekananda International Foundation, he had two press conferences, then went to Deoband. And I keep telling Deobandis someone should leak that they did this under pressure from India's Ministry of External Affairs. So there's, I think there's some problem in the thinking. To give you another important point, India keeps saying that we want to keep India-Pakistan issues bilateral. We don't want to get anybody else involved. And then India sends a multi-party parliamentary delegation to 36 countries. India was making it a multilateral issue by inviting everybody, other countries, to opine on what happened between India and Pakistan. If you want to keep it bilateral, keep it bilateral. So there is some profound inconsistencies that are happening in India's foreign policy now that we didn't see a year or two ago.
Professor Muqtadar Khan, in my view, has presented a highly comprehensive, plausible, informed, and above all, objective analysis or perspective on the situation by explaining, among other things, why US President Donald Trump continues to troll India, why President Trump is exerting more and more pressure on a seemingly beleaguered Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. Why is he employing or using trade as ammunition or weapon against India? What is his ultimate objective or goal? Professor Khan has also spoken of Prime Minister Modi's silence and what is actually behind his meaningful silence that he has been successfully maintaining for quite some time. According to Professor Khan, Prime Minister Modi has lowered India's stature in the Community of Nations. He says that the world believes that Pakistan overperformed while India underperformed in the 4 day conflict in May this year. Here are some of the excerpts from the interview.
By India, because India did not. I don't understand why India did not immediately join Pakistan and other countries in nominating Donald Trump, because the Gaza was a good excuse. Modi could have said at least that Gaza alone earns. Gaza hi kafi hai, he could have said. I could have written the slogan for him. Gaza is enough for a Nobel Prize, and he could have just ignored the discussions about Operation Sindoor.
Are you saying, Dr. Khan, it's very interesting what you're saying. Are you saying that Donald Trump is desperately wanting to hear from Prime Minister Modi that, my dear Donald Trump, I'm nominating you for the Nobel
Yes.
Peace Prize?
Yeah, and he's made it an ego thing. And Donald Trump is being very careful. If you look at the Diwali discussions, right? In the Diwali discussions, he made a very cryptic comment. He says, "I don't want to destroy anybody's career," he said, if you
Yes,
remember.
he
So
did.
people were wondering, like, whose careers? In Pakistan, Asim Munir's career is not dependent on public opinion. So it has to be Modi, whose career is dependent on what? So I have a feeling that the Indian government has been a bit more frank with Donald Trump and said, look, if you keep putting this pressure, then Modi cannot respond, because it is going to really destroy Modi's image as, the one with 56-inch chest and a macho foreign policy. All of that will be undermined, and the opposition will destroy his career. I think that is what he has been told, either by J.D. Vance or even Tulsi Gabbard, or someone has told him that. But he's escalating. It's not just that he said it 54 times. He has escalated. This is the first time he says 7 new shiny planes or something, right? Who
Yes,
has
seven
new
brand
planes?
new movies.
Who
Yes,
has new planes? It is India which has new planes. The Rafale that India has taken recently. Pakistan has not received any new jet fighters in a long time, unless he's saying that JF
that's all.
17. So, for example, Kuwait, after 19 years, started reissuing visas to Pakistanis. Saudi Arabia said, oh my God, if they can stand up to India, then they can stand up to Israel. So let's have a defense pact with Pakistan. And then the Qataris are giving $3 billion and so on and so forth. So why would the entire world, including the United States, suddenly elevate Pakistan after Operation Sindoor? Because whatever the truth is, in their estimate, Pakistan overperformed and India underperformed. And there is no doubt about that at all.
Means
That song that chup chup kare ho zaroor koi baat hai. I think that is what is happening with Modi. Modi is avoiding meeting Donald Trump. So, for
yes,
example, Modi did not go for the UN General Assembly meeting. He did not go
yes.
for the Sharm el Sheikh meeting that he was invited. He skipped Kuala Lumpur. In fact, there was so much chatter here in Washington that in Kuala Lumpur, the two parties would announce a final agreement between the India and the US bilateral. But I also think that Donald Trump, besides trolling India just for the fun of it, he has realized that he can troll India, the whole country, by just one tweet, and he's doing that. But I think he's using this pressure of Operation Sindoor to gain advantage in the trade agreement. And from what Trump for a while, until this Operation Sindoor issue dies or Trump wins the Nobel Prize. So I think this whole idea of India's foreign policy being served by the personal diplomacy of Modi, that era is over.
Thank you for watching this video. I'm Sarfraz Ahmed, based in Karachi, Pakistan. أنا سرفراز أحمد نائب رئيس التحرير في جريدة كراسي باكستان. من زبون سرفراز أحمد يا ربوتي بجريدة كراتي باكستان. I'm a student of Sovietology, Indology, Middle Eastern Studies, and Semitic languages.